Hello everyone. This is Amanda, the comm director at GLAR, and I have Mr. Kyle Shaw with me this morning for a quick little interview. He is running for the GLAR Board of Directors. You may have seen that ballots were sent out last Thursday. If you did not receive a ballot, please let me know. I want to make sure that everyone gets one and has the ability to vote for the 3 open slots on our Board of Directors. So Kyle, you are a broker and you're with Weichert Realtors Hometown, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Wonderful. And could you tell us how you decided to get into the real estate business?
Okay, so actually it's a little bit unique compared to most, I'd say. So I got into the business right out of high school when I was 18. But the reason, uh, so my grandparents were my brokers at that point in time, and me and one of my buddies, who is actually now an agent within our brokerage, got into a little bit of trouble actually at a party, and let's just say I owed some court fines, and my then grandparents and brokers had paid those court fines for me, and they had bugged me, said I needed to get a job, I needed to pay them back for what they had paid, and then after about 4 months of not paying it, they finally said, you need to get your butt into the office and start answering phones for us, and we'll credit $8 an hour towards your debt to us. And after about 3 weeks of answering the phone, I had listened to her, my grandmother at that point in time, talked to other clients, sell houses, and I had asked them if it was okay if I had got my license because they were retiring at that point in time, and thankfully they said yes. And just shortly after that, I got my license, and kind of went from there with it.
Well, that is quite unique. I would say very rarely does a whole career come out of a punishment, but I guess everything happens for a reason, right?
No, for sure. And actually, my agent, his name's Tyler Jackson. He still to this day says that he owns half the company because he started it. It-
Well, he might have a point. That's awesome. I love that story. So, you went from the phone boy up to broker. That's pretty amazing. And you've also gotten involved at the association. So, can you tell us what committees that you have served on?
yeah, for sure. And my first committee I actually joined was in 2018. It was from 2012 to 2017. I actually was not very involved with GLAR, and didn't. Um, it was actually probably one of the people who were a little bit like, oh, what does GLAR do, et cetera, blah 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 blah. And it wasn't until I actually joined that first committee and realized that a lot of things at GLAR do make a difference in terms of what happens in the field. And my first committee was on the broker advisory group in 2018, where we talk about education and things that we're going to push to our members. And then over the last couple of years, I've been a part of the Forms MLS committee, the subcommittee that goes over contract review in terms of what we're going to do to make changes to our purchase agreements and other forms. And then most recently, I'm currently the chair of the grievance committee.
Awesome. Yeah, the grievance and the MLS, those are 2 very popular committees. We just wrapped up committee sign up last week, and those are always the 2 that everyone wants to be on. So you
Hey,
think that it's been a pretty good experience then for you
it,
serving on those committees, and you've been able to learn a lot more about, gosh, the contracts are so complex. You could probably serve that committee for years and still learn stuff.
Yeah, well, there's always things changing, and there's always, no matter how much we could end up with a 200-page purchase agreement if over the long terms of things. If you constantly have to look at it. If an issue happens, it needs to be talked about, and then possibly added, or maybe something removed depending on what the changes are, etc. And grievance too has been a great experience, to learn a little bit about the code of ethics, and the various types of things that can happen. Thankfully, I feel like we don't have as many as I'd imagine some associations do, so that's probably a good thing. But it's definitely been a great experience. I think it's my last year on it, so be cool to have someone else step in and do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you do want to serve, just let CJ know, and I'm sure we can make something happen there. So, what real estate issues keep you up at night, so to speak? You said that, working on the forums committee, you've been able to see firsthand when things happen and changes are necessary. What keeps you tossing and turning in bed at night?
Well, I think there's, I don't know if there's anything that keeps me tossing and turning, but there's always, room for improvement in terms of things. And I think two things that, I think all agents and brokers, association staff, everybody that we really need to get on are some, basic things like even, buyer agency agreements and the importance of representation, having the forms executed, prior to writing offers or, halfway into a transaction, and educating the consumer on that to know, when those forms are brought up, it's not this, oh my God thing, this person didn't make me do it, so why do I have to do it with you? We need to be educating consumers on, the basic things like that. And then even at the association and broker level, educating our agents on new things like split closings, for example. It seems as if those are, a very prevalent thing now in the industry. And, some people are adapting, some people are not. And it's important that with all new things that the association level and broker level, talk to the agents in the field, et cetera, to move those forward. I remember when Flex first came out and Showing Time, it was and I was one against it too. I remember ML Exchange when we switched to Flex, I whined and whined and whined, saying like, you changed the format of the MLS sheet, blah 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 blah. But looking forward now, I'm kind of like, well, the Flex was a heck of a lot better than ML Exchange. So I think we all just need to learn and adapt and educate further and be open-minded to the changes.
So, what you're telling me, Kyle, is you're one of the people who keeps me up tossing and turning at night.
That's
Or
right.
at least once upon a time. So if you were elected to the board, what would you see as a successful term? How would you define that?
Well, I think success as a board member would just be, open collaboration with the association staff and the other board members. I think it's important, especially being, there's agents on the board. Obviously, there's appraisers at times. We all have a different set of skill, and if we're open-minded and we listen to each other, and see, what I might like might not be what someone else likes, and vice versa. And if we're open-minded and we work together with that, we can probably make things that are awesome, going all the way down the hill to who's all out in the field working every day, because the changes we make at this level are really what impacts our industry in terms of what the agents are doing. And it's extremely important we take them into consideration when we make those changes.
Absolutely, yes. So what unique perspective would you say you would bring to the board of directors?
Well, I think a couple of things. I think one being, probably one of the younger people that would be on the board, being under 30, and starting as a young person, being a part of an independent company, then purchasing a franchise. I've been involved with rentals and managing, selling a lot of different aspects, owning part of a title company. Seeing all different areas of what our industry is. I think could be a unique perspective.
Yeah, for sure. And last but certainly not least, it's time for your elevator pitch, Kyle. Why should our members vote for you?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch the video. Thanks for the leadership committee for recommending me to this position, all the association staff, and most importantly, all the members in the association. I think I'd be a great candidate for this based on the fact I'm very open-minded in terms of I have my own ways that I like to think about, but whenever someone comes to me and says, "Hey, Kyle, this is an idea I have, that this is a change that I think needs to be happen," I always try to look at things without a bias in order to, because when you do look at it with a bias, you end up, just stuck in your way, and you can't move forward from that. So I think I'd be a great candidate and open to collaborating with everybody, whether it's the agents, the other board of directors, or association staff.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time this morning, Kyle. I really appreciate it. And like I said earlier, ballots were sent. You have one chance to vote. If you did not get that ballot, please let me know, and I will make sure that you do get it. Voting will wrap up at midnight. on October 22nd. And then later on that morning, we will be announcing winners, at our annual meeting and fall legal update. So we will see you then, Kyle. Until then, take care. And
Right.
if you guys need anything, let us know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.